Stella driving a glowing blade directly into the Kafka's chest. Now, if you guys are also a Kafka fan, or if you just care about the deep mysterious bond between her and the Trailblazer, this shard probably stop your heart, cause it certainly did mine. But why would Trailblazer do this? And is Kafka actually gonna die? The answer is far more terrifying than a simple betrayal. If you look closely at the environment around them, this isn't just a fight between those two characters. It's basically we're gonna see a new Stella who's gonna weaponize her Stellaron and rewrite her past. To understand what's actually happening here, we have to look past Kafka and examine the crime scene first. This isn't just about killing Kafka, the scene represents the total annihilation of the entire Stellaron hunters, executed by the Trailblazer's own hands. If you'll have a close look at the weapons, very first, looming heavily in the foreground, we see a dark cricket sword, that is Blade's signature heavy sword, cast aside in the rain. Post that, we have to look right beneath Kafka and the reflection of water. Those are Silver's iconic goggles, shattered and abandoned on the ground. And finally, what weapon is Stella actually using to execute Kafka? It's not her physical bat or neither her lance. It's the green glowing dual blade style sword used by Firefly. Now just think about the psychological horror of this imagery. Shows that a timeline where Stella didn't just fight her past allies, she slaughtered them, took Firefly's weapon and used it to deliver the final blow to Kafka, the person closest to her in the entire universe. But as we know in Star Rail, our eyes actually lie to us, especially when a Lord Ravager is playing chess with our minds. During the 4.4 livestream, we got a chilling breakdown of how this antagonist operates. Unlike other entities aligned with the destruction, who rely majorly on overwhelming brute force, Asat Pramad plays a completely different game. He treats the universe like a chessboard. He likes to stand right alongside his victims, feeling their agony firsthand. Cause to him, true suffering is the ultimate form of elation. He doesn't want to destroy you. He basically wants you to be the one who causes the destruction. This perfectly explains the imaginary we are seeing. What Stella is experiencing in this trailer is not really, nor is to a genuine memory. It's a hyper-realistically manipulated illusion designed by Asat Pramad to corrupt her from the inside out. Remember, Stella has a Stellaron sealed inside her body. A Stellaron which is a seed of destruction that basically responds heavily to violate negative emotional energy. By forcing Stella to believe a false memory where she brutally murdered her founding family, the Stellaron hunters, Asat Pramad is trying to ignite that core. He wants her to go into the pure despair and guilt, forcing her to go entirely berserk. If she loses control, she becomes the perfect pawn to destroy Planet Caridia. This also brings us to a massive lore connection involving the Aeons themselves. We know from Elio's grand script that the Trailblazer's ultimate destiny is to eventually face and defeat Nanook. To do that, she has to draw the gaze of multiple Aeons. Think back to the worlds we've traveled so far. The Astral Express has been heavily noticed, blessed or gazed by almost every path they interacted with. But the Hunt remains a fascinating exception. While we received a brief nod from Lan during the Fintelia crisis on the Lofu, we haven't seen the absolute single-minded manifestation of the Hunt within Stella yet. And why so? Because the path of Hunt requires a pure blinding hatred toward a specific target. If Asat Pramad's illusion succeeded, or if he actually managed to take someone close to Stella away from her, it would generate the exact level of hatred. But Asat Pramad is playing with fire. Nanook does not fear his own destruction, he embraces ruin in all forms. If Stella is pushed into a corner by these false memories, fueled by the raw corruption of the Stellaron and a desperate thirst of vengeance, she wouldn't just draw the gaze of Hunt, she might accidentally fulfill Nanook's twisted desire and transform into a weapon of absolute ruin, a Lord Ravager candidate born from despair. But thankfully, Stella is not alone in this mental prison. Let's look at the second major image from this trailer. Here we see Stella standing alongside Nanook, staring at a massive wall of glitching retro television monitors. Look closely at the details on these screens. We see warning signs, static and distinctly error grinning silhouettes. This looks like a fractured subconscious or a heavily manipulated memory zone. If you peer closely at those screens, there are hints of outside interventions. We see the shadowy silhouette of Evernight, and on the other monitors, unmistakable traces of Sparkle. And what exactly are they doing here? Well, Sparkle is a masked fool, a follower of Ahad illusion, and a master of theoretical illusions. If Asat Pramad is trying to rewrite Stella's reality with a tragedy, Sparkle is the perfect chaotic wildcard to disturb the script. Together with Evernight, they seem to be hacking into this mental simulation. They aren't just showing Stella her fears, they are helping her look at the failed timelines. They are showing her that the memory of murdering her allies is nothing but a forced script designed to break her, and Nanook is helping them out. Ultimately, the anchor that pulls her back is the Astral Express. The trailer hints at a powerful moment where Himiko holds the Trailblazer tightly, reaffirming an unwavering truth. No matter how the timeline fractures and no matter what illusions a Lord Ravager throws at them, the Express crew will always protect their own. It is this bond of trust and preservation that calms the Stellaron inside Stella, stopping her from losing herself to the raw emotions of destruction. So in a nutshell, Kafka is not dead, and Stella hasn't turned evil. What we are witnessing in patch 4.4 is a brutal high-stakes psychological war. Asat Pramad is trying to force Stellaron detonation by torturing Stella with a fake reality where she destroyed her past. Meanwhile, other factions and the ultimate warmth of Astral Express are fighting to pull her back to reality. But no matter how you look at it, the trailer is very emotional because there are just so many deaths which can be expected. And most probably we don't want to see Kafka dying anywhere in the future because she's the character I started playing this game for. Now in any case, if you guys think that it's something else, then definitely drop down your theories in the comments down below. And if you guys like HSR lore content, then you might actually checking out my channel, and if you definitely like my content, then you may subscribe to it. Wish you have a good day, night, morning, whatever it is. Bye bye.